Welcome to Your Good News. I'm Rena Sargentopoulos. This is a show dedicated to nothing but things that will make you smile or at least help you find hope and faith in humanity. The world is a rough place, and sometimes we just need to hear some of the good things that are going on. Well, we are less than a month away from the Twin Cities Marathon, and every week we've got a glimpse at what inspires people to go the distance on such a challenging goal. Oftentimes it is a very personal journey, but as Carla Halt reports, in this case, it's about the good that can come to others.
Near the shores of Forest Lake, Mike Kaiser finds his stride.
How's your knee feeling?
Not too bad.
Where he first found his calling.
I had gone for a run, and it was a time like this time of the year. It was stormy, there was trees down, and I thought on my run, hey, I could start a group of people that goes and helps people for free and just says, pay it forward, do something nice for someone else.
8 years later, the Forest Lake area Good Samaritans are still doing good.
We mow lawns, we do yard work.
They raise money to repair lawnmowers, cars.
We've given 23 cars away so far.
And also give hope.
We show up in the first 24 hours with gift cards for people that have just had a fire.
And what they do is also reflected in what Mike is training for. The Medtronic Twin Cities Marathon, which has 55 charity teams like
It's on my shirt.
the Forest Lake area Good Samaritans.
It's more than a marathon for the community. We know that.
Twin Cities in Motion President Dean Orton says they hope the Raise the Community Pace effort doubles the money raised by charity partners to $2.62 million each year by 2028, broadening their mission
More than ever, community needs connection.
well beyond the marathon.
So it's excited just to see what we can do with physical health, mental health, but even just societal health of connecting people.
People like Mike,
We jokingly call it the Ponzi scheme of love.
still finding a way to pay it forward,
I'm doing the full marathon.
one stride at a time.
It makes it more meaningful, it really does.
And I am proud to be from Forest Lake when seeing the mission of the Forest Lake area Good Samaritans. Now, not only can you still help the marathon and its charity partners raise $2.62 million this year alone, but joining a charity team is the only way to still register for any of the marathon events. To learn more about the charity teams, just go to our website, care11.com.
While we're running, a few years ago, the cross-country coach at Blooming Prairie High School noticed his runners seemed to be favoring a certain route. It took a while, but the coach has finally figured it out. Boyd Huppert shows us the sweet diversion the runners discovered.
Up with the birds as Blooming Prairie's awesome blossoms
Hey, RJ.
wing their way
Sophia's coming, right?
toward another cross-country season.
It's our first day of practice. Okay, ready? Go.
Coach John Bruns warms up his runners, while across town, Sandy Bass has her team frozen.
18 Twin Pops. Orange, cherry, banana,
Popsicle lady.
lime,
That's what we call her.
and grape. I buy them in bulk.
They may start fresh at the school, but it's 7th and Center.
Morning, guys.
Runners are known to pick up their pace.
So you're ready for a popsicle? Hi, Andrew.
Hi. I'm yellow.
Yellow.
This started
Have a blue, please.
more than a decade ago when a runner who'd asked to use Sandy's bathroom was offered a popsicle.
Yes, there is a red just for you.
Let's go to the Popsicles lady's house. Then we can also get a walking break, too.
For a long time, I didn't know exactly what was going on. One of the days I was with one of the groups, and all of a sudden she's calling them up for popsicles, and they're like, oh, and they were kind of worried that they're going to get in trouble. And like, no, this is awesome. That's great.
We even kind of moved it into track season 2.
Though the distance runners have been known to taunt the sprinters.
They stay on the track. We bring our popsicle sticks back to make sure they know.
I'm Byron.
Today, Sandy's meeting her new runner.
You're Joey. I know Joey.
Something that our team can experience and something that we can all enjoy.
All, including Sandy.
Tim. I lost him on April 14th, 22, when the kids started coming and ringing the doorbell and gave me a reason to get dressed maybe some days. You'll probably get me crying. It's everything.
No wonder her freezer also fits some of her 50 boxes of Girl Scout cookies.
Jaden, what color would you like?
Yellow, please.
No kid at Sandy's house
Hi, how are you?
gets turned away.
Ella. Blue. When I go through the checkout, they just say, do you like popsicles? And I said, yep. I said, I have a lot of kids.
A lot of kids with the unofficial Awesome Blossom team colors.
Who gets the bigger treat?
Me. Me, definitely.
Boyd Hupert,
See you tomorrow, guys.
Carol 11 News,
Thank you.
Blooming Prairie.
3 of Sandy's 4 children were high school runners. She says runners don't get the recognition of the football and basketball players. In a small way, Sandy says the popsicles are her way of helping her fix that. Well, the Lynx hot start to the playoffs has fans excited, to say the least. Raya Katene caught up with some of them, looking forward to a long, hopefully long, playoff run.
The Lynx are entering the postseason on a high, and fans here at the Target Center say they're excited and hopeful their team will continue to dominate.
From the smallest of fans to some of the biggest.
Biggest fan I know right here. Really? Yeah.
These Lynx fans just can't help but smile when talking about their team and some of its biggest stars, like Nafisa Collier.
I'm like, yeah, she's really good, and then I've been a fan.
On a basketball team of her own, 8-year-old Taylor McKay says the Lynx inspire her to be a better athlete. Meanwhile, DC Randall has been a fan since the team's inception in the late 90s. Now season ticket holders, he and Ashton Shirley say it's hard to forget how the last season ended.
But they just gonna say, not a second time.
But they're confident this is the year the Lynx will bring home a championship. And on this game day, for game 1 of round 1, there's only one thing most have to say.
Go Lynx!
A dinner for 2,000 people at the same table in downtown Minneapolis, plus the new way people are finding love. But first, here's some of your good news that you shared with us this week. Julie says this is Twister and Coco. They're on their morning walk around the neighborhood. This is in Apple Valley. I love the little dog butts. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cheryl says we recently welcomed a new member to our family, a young 15-year-old boy from Spain as an exchange student. Javi will live with us for the entire school year. He plans on joining the soccer team, as he also plays on a soccer team back home in Spain. His future plans are to become an engineer. And she says if you're interested in becoming a host family, they connected through United Cultural Exchange, United States. So very cool. Yeah. And Helen sent in this pic, just bursting with pride. This is Sarah, Bella, and Paul, her daughter, granddaughter, and husband. 3 generations of RNs. Paul graduated in 1976, Sarah in 2000. The first father-daughter duo to graduate from the program, and then they worked together for 8 years as surgical nurses in Stillwater. This pic is of Sarah's daughter Bella at her white coat ceremony at UW-Madison. Wow. She will graduate in 2027. Helen, no wonder you are proud. That is very, very cool. Welcome back. A dinner for 2,000 people happened in Minneapolis last week. Organizers calling it America's largest dinner party. The table spanning several blocks of Nicollet Mall. Joe McCoy has that story.
At a time when it feels like unity is badly needed.
It's nice considering what's going on, you know, and this is great.
2,000 people gathered in downtown Minneapolis Thursday night to eat dinner together.
We've met these lovely people to my right and lovely people to my left. Exactly community that you would want. Breaking bread, shall we say.
The inaugural Dinner du Nord, filling 7 blocks of Nicollet Avenue with dinner tables. As 40 local restaurants and food trucks served up a diverse set of cuisine.
It's everything from pizza to tacos to Bronzino.
So far, it's been really great.
Scott Mayer, the producer of the event, says he got the inspiration from seeing other cities across the country host a similar experience.
What's great about food is that it is a common love for people. And you may be conservative, liberal, Republican, or Democrat. Everybody eats and everybody enjoys food.
Before tonight, diners bought a ticket and picked what restaurant they wanted to eat from. The prefix menus ranged from $18 to north of $250.
There were so many options and price points that people could do. I think that that's great for the city and great to be able to bring people down.
And the food's delicious, the people are great, and it just seems like the perfect night.
Making new friends and forming new memories with old ones while dining at a community table.
You can actually feel the unity and the love just sitting here.
Well, some of the proceeds from the event will go to the Help the House Foundation that provides physical and mental health support to restaurant workers. Well, another huge honor recently for two Twin Cities restaurants, Boucheron and Diane's Place, were both named among the best restaurants in the country by the New York Times. For Diane's Place, it was the second big shout out in the same week. Food and Wine named it Restaurant of the Year. And you know who all saw it coming? Our own Heidi Wigdahl. So tonight we're going to flash back to April of 2024 when the Hmong American restaurant was just preparing to open. We toss to
at Diane's Place in Northeast Minneapolis. The comforts of home.
I can't believe where I am.
Can be found all around the restaurant.
A touch of Hmong with modern stuff.
Diane Mua's story sewn into the details, like her Hmong clothes from kid to adult.
As a Hmong daughter, when you get married, your parents they gift you some Hmong clothes. When I was married, my parents gifted this. And it's like little touches of like being Hmong American, not forgetting. And both my kids work here. I don't want them to lose who we are. A lot of this restaurant is bringing what I was raised. I mean, the Hmong community is built on hospitality.
Diane has spent the past 20 years doing desserts. She served as executive pastry chef for beloved places like La Belle Vie, Spoon and Stable, and Belcourt. Now the James Beard nominated chef is returning home.
COVID taught me a lot. I sat at home and I'm like, I don't bake at home, I don't make desserts, but I come home and I eat comfort food. Take some pork, chop it up, put it in lemongrass ginger broth and add mustard green to it, and it makes me so happy. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do a restaurant. At first I'm like, it's gonna be a bakery with savory food, and everything evolves, and I think it's finding yourself. 10, 12 years ago, if you asked me if I was gonna open a restaurant, I'd be like, absolutely not.
She's brought with her a taste of home.
This is my mom and dad.
Her parents' farm in central Wisconsin.
How many greenhouses do you have?
Will provide some of the ingredients.
Five.
Yeah. She always worked for a restaurant, and I was so happy that she get her own restaurant. We're so proud of her.
Pride. That's homegrown.
That was Heidi Wigdahl reporting. Well, here's a fun one. If you're on the dating scene or just fascinated by what single folks are doing these days, apparently more people are swiping left when it comes to online dating apps. But amid this decline in users is a rise of some old school tactics with a twist. Among them, a new dating technique that is taking set up by a friend to a whole new level. Here's Sammy Salina.
What time? Starts at 6:30.
Putting yourself out there.
Green, single, ready to mingle.
Take some guts.
Red, maybe not mingling tonight.
Especially.
No idea what to expect. I love it.
If you're doing it.
So then you both got some flags too.
In front of a crowd.
Fun fact, she was born in a car.
Luckily.
Pretty exciting stuff.
You can make your friends do it for you.
Get him a can of hams. Get him a quesadilla. He's a happy camper.
Pitch a Friend Twin Cities is an event where you give a PowerPoint presentation for a single friend.
He's a good mover. He's got a RAV4.
And interested people can reach out.
Stand up, Derek.
Why not have a friend that I love who's known me for a long time?
He has a full head of hair.
Give a presentation about me. Like, that's such a sweet thing to do.
Aaron Bremmer's friend, Gail Gustafson, is plotting to find a way to keep her transplant pal in Minnesota by helping her find a Minnesota partner.
I'm plotting to keep me here. We're all on board. The plan has been put in motion.
Yeah. She's training for a triathlon.
The concept has been growing in momentum here.
She has great style.
Why, you may ask?
We don't have time for the apps anymore.
Apps, I think, are just, it's so exhausting.
Nothing can be worse than the apps.
Dating app fatigue.
Red flag, green flag.
Jackie Carper organizes Pitch a Friend and hosts games during the night.
They like hikes. Like real hikes. We love nature in here.
You can say she started this for love.
I'm engaged myself, so this is my way to pay off my wedding.
But really,
they text their mom every day.
She saw an opportunity.
We're also coming out of post-COVID, where I think people are like, I need love, I need friendship, I need connection, I need in-person stuff.
There we go.
This event originated in Philadelphia.
He is a mechanical engineer. He's employed.
It's now in dozens of cities, and breweries pay Jackie to draw a crowd.
Nicole is delightful.
It started slow back in March here.
She fosters dogs and cats. Anyone think 50?
But now they have a packed event every week.
It's actually 64.
It's a chance to give and receive more information than you can get on a dating app from a trusted source and get like a better picture than you can in like 6 photos and a couple prompts.
Everyone needs an Addie in their life.
Dating app fatigue is a real thing.
She's a 3-sport athlete, just say it.
A Forbes health survey shows a quarter of users report swiping burnout.
Meet the catch of your lifetime.
And especially among Gen Z, there has been a decline in usage.
Fun and adventurous.
You don't know if it's accurate.
With the swiping, you're coming from more of a superficial space.
Caitlin Rosenberg and Andrew Hansen are mother-son dating experts and matchmakers.
There's those green flags.
They run the Love Architects and coach people through relationships.
Okay, sorry.
And think this idea of PowerPoint pitches is a great one.
It really kind of brings up exactly who the people are.
Many people are doing it differently and trying to see each other in person now, which I love.
Can I have a Gail to the stage?
I appreciate that all these people are willing to give validity to one certain individual. I think that's beautiful.
She loves to dance and is really good at it.
So in the uncomfortable world of dating.
And she's the cool aunt, the sweet daughter, and the supportive sister.
Who better
so sweet
to put you out there than a friend?
Amazing.
Sammy Solina, KARE 11 News.
Oh, love. Guys, hopefully, I don't like to always say this in the beginning. I kind of mentioned.
Well, the event has become so popular, it takes place every week now at a designated brewery throughout the Twin Cities. And we're told they are now in need of more men to help pitch their guy friends. So, you know, if you happen to know someone. Still to come, an artist overcoming a disability that will not only inspire but amaze you. But first, here's more of your good news that you shared with us this week. Daniel Clark has a very special girl he'd like us to meet. This is Daisy, a Chihuahua Pom mix. He says, I had the pleasure of having her with me 8 hours a day when her mom worked in the office at the high-rise apartment building where we live. Daisy is just over 2 years old and a snuggler and a squeaky toy aficionado. She loves to tug against you with her big little growl. It's supper time. Daisy's right next to me in case I drop something. I live with heart failure, and Daisy's the best medicine for me. Daisy matters more to me now because her mom no longer works in the office, so my Daisy time is limited. Her mom opens the door to my apartment, and Daisy comes running up and into my lap in the recliner.
That is a good dog.
That is a good dog. Grandma Bonnie and Grandpa Ron Stock say we are very much enjoying giving our grandsons fun experiences. Here's recent pictures taken on their first train ride. It was our first ride too, she says. The boys are enjoying the train whistle on a ride along the St. Croix River.
Train rides are so cool.
And that is a beautiful area too. So, and Diane Butchaw sent in this gorgeous photo. She says butterflies on a liatris flower. Once again, you all stun me with your beautiful photography. Thank you so much. It's kind of split there. Thank you so much for sharing that. Welcome back. A St. Paul artist has paintings on display here at home and as far away as the Philippines. 5 years ago, he could not have dreamed of this reality. Then something changed. Michelle Beck has his story.
I gotta get super close.
Artists feel close to their art, but rarely are they close.
Maybe an inch.
Like this.
Half inch.
Rob Swift is unlike most lovers of detail who in time step back to take it all in. At 6 feet away, daisies turn hazy. Rob tells us this is how he sees his work, let alone his world.
I had stage 5 ROP. It's an eye disease. I got it when I was a baby. I was premature. It's horrible in my left eye, and I can see a little bit in my right eye, but over the years it gets worse. And when I got my Crohn's disease, it got even worse.
That was 4 years ago. Then Rob became blind.
I had a normal job, had a car, had a house, everything. I lost it all within months.
What a perfect time, he thought, to try something new.
Bob Ross made it look easy, so I was like, I could do that.
With his teacher still at his St. Paul home studio,
I like more realism.
Roughly 90 pieces emerged out of no previous art experience.
I just hope they can see a landscape painting. I hope it's as good as what they say it is. I hope they enjoy it.
Some paintings are for sale.
It's truly amazing. That's a big challenge.
At Contron's Art Gallery.
And I'm still in shock that a person can do that.
How How does he do that?
Really slowly and carefully.
Rob can't see past 2 inches, but he captures vast landscapes seemingly just as they are.
It's identical scenery. This spoke to me because this is where my brother and I, we would run around the bamboo woods and the streams and the creeks.
I love still going out and looking at nature. I mean, I can't see it, but I still appreciate the beauty of it. I take pictures and I can blow them up and then I can see them. I like mountain sceneries, forest sceneries, and I get the gist of what everything is. So when I do paints, I just use my creativity, imagination, and just go crazy, and there it is.
He also practices the art of patience.
People could probably get these done in days or hours, but for me it takes me weeks, and then I get frustrated sometimes because I have to go slow and I don't get to see any of my process.
How do you overcome that frustration?
I keep remembering it's not for me, it's for you guys.
And by you guys, he means anyone watching.
I'm blind and I just completed this painting.
Blind artist. Rob proves those 2 words don't contradict.
I mean, hey, if a blind guy can do it, maybe you can.
They're closer than you might think. In St. Paul, Michelle Beck, KARE 11 News.
I have watched that story several times now because I am just absolutely amazed at the beauty and creativity. Well, September is Hispanic Heritage Month, and this year a local nonprofit is celebrating with an exhibit they soon hope to turn into an entire museum. Jessica Hart brings you the latest installment of Lifting Voices.
Fantastical creatures call St. Paul's Raspberry Island home.
And we're now in the final 6 weeks of the exhibit.
Aaron Johnson Ortiz helped bring alebrijes, Mexican folk art sculptures, to Minnesota.
Any alebrije is a combination of animals with many different colors. And this upcoming month is very important for us to celebrate our heritage.
A glimpse of the culture to come.
A lot of people ask me, where is this museum located? And I tell them it's right here. This is our museum without walls right now.
Aaron is the executive director of the Minnesota Latino Museum. He's working to create a museum so Latino stories have a permanent home.
There are currently no Latino museums in the state of Minnesota or really anywhere in the upper Midwest. So we expect that this is going to be a multi-year process, between 5 and up to 10 years.
The museum will also include history and have international visiting artists to showcase more work like alebrijes. It won't be located on Raspberry Island, but Aaron hopes it will be a part of Harriet Island Regional Park.
And from an immigration perspective, we know that the first people who came to Minnesota from Latin America also came on the river and settled right over here to my left and had the first barrio over 100 years ago in the West Side Flats of St. Paul.
This area has always felt like home, an anchor for Latino stories.
Johnson Ortiz says they estimate more than 200,000 people have visited the exhibit. They do hope to have that museum open by the end of the decade. All right, let's take a final listen to some of your good news that you've shared with us this week. Debbie Sadam says, my husband had an emergency appendix removal 2 weeks ago. He's healing well, but at a short-term rehab for strengthening. Our dog Cookie, his best pal, she's been moping around and missing him. So I took this video to send to him, and she's talking to him, asking him if Cookie misses Papa. It is so incredibly sweet. Look at that dog. Don't you just want to hug it? Yeah. Oh, sweetie. Becky Kohler sent us this on behalf of Kelly's Hope, the event team. We want to recognize the dedication and awesome energy that Kelly invested in organizing her first annual fundraising event to fight metastatic breast cancer. Thanks to all who participated, donated, and volunteered. The event was a huge success. Kelly's goal for the event was to raise $10,000 for research. She raised over $33,000.
All right, happy day.
That's Kelly. They're holding the check in the checkered dress there. Congrats. And Kathy White from Diamond Bluff, Wisconsin says 2 years ago we stopped having a vegetable garden and decided to let nature have a go at it. This year the spot is very happy with the wildflowers and native grasses. And then there's a second photo. She says, while taking a picture of the flowers, I noticed a very happy little flower in particular. You see that smile there? It's a little green worm, she says. Oh. How cute is that? It's a smiling flower.
The black-eyed Susan's there?
Yeah.
Taking over the yard.
I love that. Thanks for joining us for Your Good News. If you'd like to share your good news with us, we want to hear it. We do it every day at the end of our 4 p.m. newscast. Just send us an email. It's that easy to yourgoodnews@kare11.com. Be sure to add pictures or video of what it is that you'd like us to share. No good news is too big or too small. Maybe you beat cancer. Maybe you just added a new furry friend to your family, new grandkids. Maybe your sister's getting married. We want to hear about it. All right, until we see you again, have an excellent week, friends.